It was an invitation from the Vatican.
Hello again, my resin monkeys. I hope you've been keeping warm for those of you that are experiencing some severe winter weather. Where I live, we barely get to 6 degrees Celsius. And well, it's not that extreme as other places, so we're kind of lucky, and at the same time, we're not. Because what we lack in cold, we also lack in rain. I know you guys have been very patient for me to bring you a new video, and huzzah! Welcome. What was that you say? This isn't the video you were waiting for? Pish posh, of course it is. This is in no way a distraction from the Princess Mars video that I haven't completed yet. Okay, she's actually done, but I haven't been able to complete the video production yet. So it's not like I'm making time for that with this video at all. But I can definitely tell you that that's the next video you'll see on this channel. Cross my heart and hope to die. So while you wait for that, let me show you around my workshop room. The last video tour that I did on my workshop was 2 houses ago, and that was a long time ago now. It wasn't as organized or, as it is right now. Kinda. I honestly started with a small desk and then it's grown throughout the years. So I had my humble beginnings like many artists out there. I have to admit that my workshop room at my last house was bigger than this one. But I've managed to get everything in a nice, snug place to be stored in. So, let me show you around. On the right side of my room, there's a special sanding station that I customized. I purchased a professional nail salon grade dust collector and installed it on my desk. I have several automatic sanding machines, and they all might look the same, but trust me, they all have different functions. This little guy is 25 years old and he's still kicking it. I actually save all of my plastic splinters to use for mixing my polyester putty. Over here, I have several materials that I use on a regular basis. I pre-cut my sanding paper into small squares for easy access while working. A variety of liquid masking, glues, and other small supplies that need a storage place. This little organizer I use to store several different tools. I store my small alligator clips here and my large one over on this other container. I also have a variety of small gems with different sizes and types for a large range of options to customize or upgrade parts on kits. I've recently started to pre-mix some of my paint that I use on a regular basis. Thanks to Dave from Dave's World that was showing off his bottles the other day. Well, dude, I couldn't be left behind. Gotta go with the trends. And I can't forget to show off my large collection of brushes I use for detailing and pastel shadings. This guy is my spray booth. I actually have to seal the connection off with tape because it was leaking air and it was rendering the thing moot because the fumes would stay in my room. My silent compressor. And this little contraption I made to discard all of my airbrush cleaning solution. Also, shout out again to Dave for showing this awesome paint storage rack from ArtieStation. I love the capacity and how compact it was. And as you can see, I actually use a variety of paints, not just lacquers and acrylics, but all of them depending on the effect that I'm going for on any type of piece that I'm working on. Over on my left shelf, I have some random recording equipment, and that right there is one of my favorite posters. Just because of what it says. Also, awesome smut manga. That illustration was a gift from a very good friend of mine from a local artist here in TJ. Contrary to popular belief, my favorite anime is not Sailor Moon, but Ayashi no Seres. That poster is 20 years old, and it was a freebie from Viz Media back in the day. And over here, I have a signed poster of Bleach from none other than Masakazu Morita, the voice of Ichigo. That wall scroll is 20 years old, and it was my favorite illustration from Sailor Stars, and I purchased that back at Comic-Con 2001. Now here on the back of my door, you'll find a collection of pictures of all the kits that I've completed. It's not all of them, as some kits didn't have pictures, but the majority are here. Well, you know, they're little trophies for me that I keep. You know, kind of like what serial killers keep from their victims. Wait, no, that came out wrong. Now let's look at my supply cabinet. I would have opted for a wooden one, but they were really expensive, so I settled for a cheap plastic one. I regret it now. I have my resin casting materials in a bin, more gems and some acrylic balls. These books over here are sculpting guides. Most of them are property of my BFF Sam from Emerald Angel Studios, but the other ones are mine. These are really useful for when you want to mod a kid and general sculpting guides and tutorials. These are my Replicant Magazines. Now, before the internet, these were what you would buy to see what kits would sell at the next event. Now it's just a glorified Hall of Fame for new kits that come out. But I love to collect them for nostalgia's sake. Below that, there's my nail art supply section. I might not do nails, but these things are excellent for kits. I have so many materials that can easily be used on a kit, and not only on your hands. This is the difference a girl can make in this hobby, and that's the resources to be more creative. Over on this small drawer cabinet, I have my putty, paint, and masking tape reserves. I also have another drawer set with other miscellaneous things like crystals and small silicone molds. My liquid masking, primers, and solutions reserve are also located here. I have a lot of sanding paper, so I made a little contraption to hold them in folders and keep them in my cabinet drawer. And on the other door, my strips of styrene supplies hang really nicely. My other bins contain different materials for different purposes, like diorama supplies, scene effect materials, consumables. These are kind of like plastic cups, pipettes, and Q-tips that I use on a regular basis and consume really fast. Other bins have more base making materials and other types of supplies for the same. Returning to my desks, let me show you what I have in my drawers. The right ones have most of my pinning rods, my pastels, watercolors. A small scale for low quantity casting, and this little circle puncher to make my little sanding circles for my sander, which is the exact same size. On my second drawer, I have several things like, more sanding discs, putty, unopened blades, and tapes, along with replacements for certain sanding tools. Also, I would totally recommend you get yourself a pack of these tiny bracket brushes since they're super ideal for cleaning your airbrush. Over on the third drawer, I have a lot of powders and more nail art supplies. I honestly can't live without Pearl X powders, and neither should any modeler out there. Some glow-in-the-dark powders, holographic powders, and this is some chrome ones that I actually can't use because I can't find a way to safely seal the piece without removing the mirror effect. I actually have these little vials to store extra paint when I need it later on in a project when I do custom colors. And my Iwata cleaning kit. Below my desks are some casting equipment. I have my vacuum and pressure pots for small castings. When I finish a piece of a kit, I like to store them in a safe place, so I have all these plastic bins to do it. And lastly, people sometimes don't believe me when I say that I have a closet full of kits. So yeah, here's a quick view of my collection. These are kits that I've acquired over the years, and I hope to get to paint them all before I die. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour of my workshop room. I'm just asking you to please be a little patient while I finish up, Princess Mars's video for you guys. But if you want to see more of my work now and you don't want to wait until Princess Mars comes in, I have an exclusive video over on Patreon right now. It's a completely not safe for work project that I've been working on for a few months now with the help of all my Patreons. I finally finished it, and now they are reaping the fruits of their support. And they get to see a full naked kit. But if that doesn't tickle your fancy, you can always catch me live on Twitch. Yes, I am still streaming Mondays and Thursdays. Each stream has a different project that I'm working on. Mondays, I stream in English, and Thursdays, I stream in Spanish. 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on Mondays and 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. So please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and tickle that bell icon for notifications on future videos uploaded to this channel. Like Princess Mars, wink wink, nudge nudge. Be sure to follow me on all or any of my social media accounts for new updates on all the projects that I'm working on. Until next time, my resin monkeys. No? 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 Okay, no. Fuck you.